your baby? Where's your baby? Where's your baby? Get your baby. Where's your baby? Where's your baby? Oh. What? Morning, Jackie. Okay, I'm just going to give it another minute or two. Kind of angled myself a bit differently. Make sure you've got drinks, guys. Trouble with having pets is you end up covered with more hair than you have on your actual head yourself. Yes. Whew. Okay, I've got my fan down here trying to keep me nice and cool. Although we're only doing floor-based work, you still can get quite hot and bothered. So we've got the fan, we've got some water nearby and handy. Morning, Nikki, are you alright, my lovely? Aerobics later is going to be very, very hot. Oh, look at this. I've just got an email from the school. My son's going up to sixth form when they go back in September. Virtual induction day. There we go. My eldest is at university, and he had a lot of like virtual classes. I forgot what the word is now. Anyway, he ended up having a live dissection. His professor done a dissection in his home. So, because they didn't want to miss that block out of what they were studying at the time. So they had to sit there. I walked into my son's bedroom and I didn't realise he was doing it. And it was like, oh no, it was horrible. Oh dear me. But that's what my son likes. He's into all this animal conservation stuff. So there we go. So we're going to make a start. Got a bit of lemon stuck in my teeth. Good start, hey? Work where you feel comfortable. I'm going to give you the options so you can take this as far as you feel you can, okay? I say this all the time, just don't take your body for granted. Just because you know you can do a higher level, don't go straight to that higher level. You need to make sure that everything, your core muscles, your neutral spine, your breathing, everything is all together. Otherwise it's not going to be effective. So you could go to that higher level but forget how to breathe properly or not engage your core, and then you may as well have just not bothered doing it at all. So listen to your body, piece everything together, start low, build up gradually, and then we'll see how we go. Now if you have got any knee problems, back problems, I'm going to give you some options as we go. So there's a couple. If you can't kneel, I can show you something else to do. And with the back things, obviously just work where you're comfortable. Pilates is going to help with realignment and strengthening of the spine, but obviously we don't want to make it worse before we make it better. We want to work together with it, so it's a gradual healing process. So we'll make a start. We need to get in the standing position, toes and knees point forwards, shoulders down relaxed. Make sure that you are balanced and central, so you're going to gently rock side to side, forwards and backwards, making sure you've got an even distribution of body weight across both of your feet. Staying in that balanced central position, we find our neutral spine. So we're just tilting our pelvis forwards and backwards. After my class yesterday at 4, I literally put everything away, tidied up my lounge, and then went and got straight in our pool. Oh my goodness, I was so hot. Lovely. Holding the neutral spine. You find the position where your back feels the most comfortable, where you've got that natural lordotic curve, okay? So back is comfortable, neutral spine, and I'm going to refer to that as we go. And when I say that, it means comfortable back, okay? So core muscles, the pelvic floor, the muscle from within. That muscle that you'd use to stop mid-flow, I want you to imagine that it's attached to a lift, 10 floors. And I want you to pull that muscle up from within as high as you can to floor 10. It's going to be uncomfortable, you're not going to be able to maintain it, so we're going to take it down to floor 5 and then down to floor 3 and leave it there. So minor engagement. If you like, we've gone from floor 10 100%, floor 5 50%, floor number 3 30%, mild engagement, drawing up. Then imagine you've got a belt around your middle, 10 notches on your belt. Pull it in as tight as you can. Again, you can't do a whole class like that because you're going to struggle to breathe. So take it out to notch 5, out to notch 3 and leave it there. So you can feel some mild tension around the centre of the body. So holding from the core, neutral spine in place, our breathing then comes from our rib cage, and that's referred to as lateral thoracic breathing. Breathing from the ribs. Hands on the ribs, fingertips touch. Now we breathe in, your fingertips are going to part slightly and then release. But you're not moving your hands, you're opening the rib cage as you breathe and release and relax the arms down. So standing upright, just begin to gently pedal through your feet one side to the other and gently rotate the shoulders round in one direction and the other direction. Place the feet down, lift up onto the toes and lengthen your body and release. All the way up, lift and lengthen and release. Good, one more time. We're going to take a big step forward with our left leg. So left leg comes forward, you're going to bring your body forwards and down, try and get your hands to the floor, come back in and lift the knee up. And then you're going to step that left leg out to the side, reach over, come back to the middle, knee up if you can. Step forwards, lengthen the back leg. You're only going as far as you feel comfortable. Good. You can step the foot in if you don't want to lift the knee in balance. Last time here, out to the sides. So you're going to bring your foot in this time. Hold. Right leg. Lunge forward. Lengthen the back leg. Balance. Out to the side. Up and over. Balance. Into the middle. So good core strength, good posture, all help to improve your balance. Good. Last one coming out to the side here. And then holding it in the middle. Hair everywhere, sorry. Standing upright, arms up, breathe in. Breathe out, rotate to one side. Breathe in, come to the middle. Breathe out, rotate to the other side. Breathe in, come to the middle. So as you breathe out, you rotate. Try and keep your hips nice and still. Breathe out as you rotate. Breathe in as you return. Breathe out as you rotate. Breathe in as you return. Last one here. Coming into the centre and release the arms down. So standing towards, if you've got a mat or a towel or something, standing towards the back of that. Breathe in, I want you to tuck your chin into your chest and then breathe out and begin to roll down through your back. Soften your knees, allow the arms to hang and relax, and then when you're ready, breathe in. As you breathe out, begin to roll up through the back. You're rebuilding your back vertebrae by vertebrae into a nice long neat tall tower. Breathe in, chin to the chest. Breathe out, gently roll down through your back. Soften your knees, allow the arms to hang and relax like wet spaghetti. Then when you're ready, carefully begin to roll back up, rebuild your spine. all the way to the top. So we're going to roll down and we're going to come into our first exercise, and I'll give you an alternative for this one, okay? So breathe in, chin to the chest, breathe out, come down. So you're going to walk your hands forward and keep your feet down into this downward dog position. Now if you've got high or low blood pressure, it's not good for you to keep your head in this position, so you can come down onto all fours. If it's uncomfortable in downward dog, come down to all fours, yeah? Breathe in, round the spine, chin to the chest. Breathe out and release. So you're on a cat stretch. Otherwise, in downward dog, you're going to breathe in, bring your knees down towards the floor. Breathe out, and as you come back, I'd like you to touch your opposite foot. So you breathe in, lower the knees, breathe out, come up, and tap that opposite foot. Now be careful that your hand isn't slipping along your mat or whatever you're using. I think I found the most slipperiest blanket I could find in our house. You're going to do one more of these for me, please. And then we're all coming down onto the knees into our push-up. Now level 1, you're on your hands and knees. Hands come out wider than the shoulders. Breathe in, bring the chest down. Breathe out, lift up, and as you come up, I'd like you to raise one arm out to the side. Breathe in, lower, chest comes down between the hands. As you breathe out and lift, one arm comes out to the side. Now you can do that level 2 with your legs further away. Breathe in, lower. Breathe out, come up. Raise the arm. Try and control it. Don't rush it. And try not to tilt through your hips. You've got your level 3 up on your toes. If you want to, breathe into lower. As you breathe out, you raise up. If you're coming to level 3, you are going to ease over a little bit, but don't go too far, okay? Supporting hand in place. If it's uncomfortable, if you don't want to use the arm, then you don't have to. But if you can, it's just going to help to open up around that shoulder joint. So in your push-up, breathing a whole breath into lower, whole breath out to lift up. I'd like one more, please. So your breathing is opposite to how you do a normal press up in the gym. And when you've done those 2, you're carefully going to bring yourselves down. Forearms and elbows are down. You're going to look down between your wrists and you're going to draw up your pelvis. So currently in a level 1 leg pull. You're going to breathe in. As you breathe out, you're going to lower your hip to one side. Breathe in, come to the middle. Breathe out, lower the hip to the other side. Breathe in, come to the middle. So what we've got is a little hip drop, lowering the hip from one side to the other. Always coming back to that central start position. If you want to go further, knees come off the floor. Breathe out as you lower, in as you return. One thing I see a lot of people do with that exercise is they watch where their hip is going. You've got to keep the head and neck nice and still. That alignment from your spine starts from the top, from the neck, all the way down. So if we're trying to look at what our body's doing, we're losing that alignment. So keep it nice and steady. Breathing full and deep. And I'm going to ask for one more on each side, please. And once you've completed those, you're going to gently lower all the way down onto your front. And I'd like you to fully extend your arms and your legs. Now, once you've got the hang of this exercise, I would like you to keep your forehead down, okay, here. Obviously, you might be looking at the moment to see what you're doing. Point the fingers, point the toes. Breathe in. Now, as you breathe out, lift one arm and your opposite leg. Now, you're only going to use this side, okay? So breathe in. As you breathe out, they move out. Breathe in, they come back in. Breathe out, they move out. Breathe in, they come back in. So your arm is moving away from the body. Your leg is pulling out to the side. Slow and controlled. Use your breathing to dictate your pace. So if you're moving fast, then your breathing is too quick. Okay, so slow things down. So with this one side, you're going to do one more. Then you're going to allow the arm and leg to lower back down. Breathe in. Other side comes up. Breathe out. They move out to the side. Breathe in. They come in. Breathe out. They move out. Breathe in. They come in. So once you've got it, try and keep your head down for me. Obviously, if you do feel a little bit claustrophobic or a little bit too hot, you can have your head raised very slightly, but don't angle the neck. Keep looking down, yeah? Breathing out as they move out, in as they move in. Your belly button needs to be drawn up through your spine. You're breathing full and deep. The arm and leg that you're not moving, they need to stay nice and still, okay? Breathe out as you open, in as you return. I'm going to ask you please for one more. Once you've completed that one, you're going to slide those arms back in. Good. And then you're going to come up into a basic leg pull, okay? So we're not going to move it, we're just going to hold it still. Level 1, draw up the pelvis, keep the knees down. Level 2, up on those toes. Keep looking down. Level 3, coming right up onto those hands. Now make sure it stays in a straight line. Very often, when I see people come up on their hands, they'll end up moving their legs slightly further apart, so you end up with like a triangle shape. That's fine, but not for this exercise, okay? Not for Pilates. I want you in a straight line. Deep, full breaths. Strengthen through the core and the lumbar spine. Level 1, knees down. Level 2, knees up. And I'm going to ask you please for 2 more breaths. Once you've completed those 2, I'd like to push yourself back so you're on your knees the same as I am. So you're in a kneeling position. So we're going to come up onto our knees. So we're going to come into an exercise called kneeling side kick. If you can't kneel, then I'll get you to lay on your side in a moment, okay? Your opposite leg comes out. So you've got your left leg out. Your foot should be in line with your knee. Your right hand comes down, and your hand is also in line with your knee. This chop arm, shoulders back, open your chest. I'm slightly at an angle, so it might look like I'm not straight, but I am, okay? Open the chest. Fingertips at the temple. Breathe in. As you breathe out, lift that leg. Now you can stay here. Guys, you can stay here with the foot down. Up to you. If you want to, as you breathe in, breathe out, kick forwards. Breathe in and return. Breathe out, kick forwards. Breathe in and return. If you can't kneel, you got both legs up, and you're just kicking from here with your top leg. Or hold the position still with the leg lifted or lowered. So kneeling side kick. Working through the waist. You've got effort around the side of the hip and bottom and from that supporting shoulder. But more than that, it's also about balance and coordination. I'm going to ask you for one more here. Then you can lower the leg, slide it back in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, 115, 116, 117, So if you're on your side, just roll over. Other leg comes out, hand comes down, hand, knee, foot. Open the chest. Stay here. Breathe in as you breathe out, lift. Breathe in, breathe out to kick, breathe in to return. So that leg is just coming forwards and then back to the place where it started. If you're on your side, if you're down on your side, both legs out straight, raised, top leg only kicks. Or guys, you can keep it here and just hold, or lift it and held. Breathe out to kick, in to return. So in your kneeling side kick, please complete 2 more breaths, 2 more repetitions. Then you can allow that leg to lower and release. We're coming down onto one side, either side, okay? And we're lengthening out the body. We're pointing the fingers, we're pointing the toes, and we've got a straight line right through. Hand is down for balance. Breathe in. As you breathe out, both legs raise. Now those legs have come up to a comfortable height, and you haven't allowed yourself to roll forwards or backwards. Hand is there for balance. Breathe in. As you breathe out, raise the top leg. As you breathe in, release. And again. So hand is there if you need it. Bottom leg is lifted and still. Hand comes away for your next level. Point those toes away. Next level, bring the arm over. Remember, bottom leg is lifted and still. If you're struggling, you can take the bottom leg down, okay? Last option, arm comes up, points to the ceiling, and then comes back down. It moves at the same time as your leg. Working through the waist, through the obliques. You're still working the core and the lumbar spine. So make sure you've got those core muscles zipped up, pulled in and in place. You've still got this 30% engagement around the center of the body. Legs as straight as possible, point those toes. And I'm going to ask you please for 2 more. And once you've completed those 2, I would like you to keep your legs lifted, held and still. Core muscles in, straight line, fingers to the toes. From there, all I want you to do, keeping the legs lifted and still, is slide up your shoulder. So my head stays stuck to my arm, and all I've done is raised up, so my underarm is off the floor. And I'm going to ask you to take 3 deep full breaths, and then you can gently lower everything down. I don't know about you, but that feels really tight through my waist. Well done. Give it a little rub if you need to, and then bring yourself to sit. So, lengthen your back, shoulders down and relaxed. I'm going to ask you to breathe in, tilt the pelvis under, and bring your big toes together and drop your knees out to the side. Now, if you need to, you can always keep your toes down on the floor, okay? But if you can balance, you can hold it here, brilliant. Also, another option, hands there, don't push back too far. So this is open leg rocker, so we're going to move one leg. Breathe in. As you breathe out, lengthen one leg out towards the corner, and then breathe in to return. Other leg, breathe out to kick, breathe in to return. So you're bringing those big toes back together. You've got both sides of the bottom on the floor. Breathe out to kick, breathe in to return. Next level, both legs go out and they come back in. Breathe out to kick. Breathe in to release. That's your open leg. Carry on. I'm going to show you the rocker. This is the option, okay? Higher level. Breathe out, open, breathe in, return. So you're rolling back, and as you come up, you've still got your start position, okay? It's one breath in to roll and kick, one breath out to come back up, and lengthen your spine. So you've got your 3 choices, with a little adaptation there to keep your feet down if you need to, hands there for balance if you need to. Mobility of your spine as you roll down and up. You've got that mobility. You've got the strength through the lower back and the core to maintain this position. I'm going to ask you, please, one more with each leg. If you're doing a higher option, 2 more. And once you've completed those, I'd like you to place your feet back down to the floor. And then you're going to gently lower all the way down onto your back. And you're going to lengthen your legs out for me, please. Core muscles zipped up, pulled in. Shoulders down, relaxed. You're going to breathe in. As you breathe out, one leg comes up. Now, this leg is now a tree, okay? It's a bit Stanislavski, isn't it? Leg. You can tell that I did theatre and media now because I'm talking about Stanislavski. Sorry about that. Lengthen the leg, point the toe to the ceiling, okay? You're going to hold that leg around the back of the thigh. You're going to breathe in. As you breathe out, you're going to walk the hands up the leg and peel the shoulders and the head up. And then you're going to breathe in and lower. Now lower gently. You can do it with a bit of pace, but don't drop it, okay? We don't want to jerk the back. Other leg comes up, breathe in, hold it. Breathe out, walk up the leg. And then breathe in to release. So we're alternating legs. While one leg is up, the other leg remains on the floor, okay? I'm going to give you an option to go further. You're going to walk halfway up the tree. You're going to breathe in. Now lower the leg an inch. That's a hint, okay? That's a helpful hint. And then breathe out. And you may or may not be able to come all the way up. And then breathe in to gently lower. So you walk halfway up. Breathe in. Use another breath out to lift up. And as you come up, don't allow that other leg to raise. And then breathe in to lower. So you're only going as far as comfortable for you. If you're going all the way to the top, you've added an extra breath. Okay? Now, if you're doing this and your back, your shoulders are playing up, it feels uncomfortable, then all I want you to do is slowly lower the leg instead. So you can keep your head and shoulders down if you need to, okay? Strength and mobility through the back. Make sure that while one leg is up, the other leg stays down. And I'm going to ask you please for one more on each side. Only going up as far as comfortable. Good. And when you've completed that last one, you're going to bend your legs and place your feet flat down. I don't know if they heard that, but my knee just absolutely went crack, crack, crack. Okay, so legs are bent, feet are down. Make sure comfortable neutral spine. Should be able to touch your fingertips together under the small of the back. Shoulders are down and relaxed, looking up. So breathe in. As you breathe out, lift one leg up to a right angled position. Should be able to reach that knee, guys, okay? Shin is facing the ceiling. We're going to make 2 movements with this leg. Breathe in. As you breathe out, touch the foot down as if you're going to dip your foot in a bowl of water. And then breathe in to bring it back up. Same leg, keep it bent. Breathe out, take it out to the side. Breathe in and bring it back in. Breathe out to lower. Breathe in to lift. Breathe out to open. Breathe in to return. Now, a couple of things here. Supporting knee needs to stay absolutely still. Imagine you've got a glass of water on that knee. It's too early for alcohol, guys. Good. Breathe out as you lower, in as you lift. Next thing, you must remember to keep the right angle. You are not moving your knee, you're moving from the top of the leg through the hip flexor. Next level would be to have the other leg raised, but keep it nice and still. Next level, bring up the shoulders, the head, only moving that one leg, maintaining the angle in the knee, working through the top of the thigh, through the hip flexor. One more of each move with this leg, please. If you've got both legs lifted, just take the moving foot, moving leg back down. So we all end up with just one leg again. Making sure that we've got good technique before we advance, yes? Core muscles in place, right angle in the knee. Breathe in. As you breathe out, touch the foot down. Breathe in to raise. Breathe out, touch the foot down. Breathe in to raise. Right angle in the knee. Then you open out through the hip. Breathe in to return. This other knee stays absolutely still. Shoulders down and relaxed. Core muscles zipped up, pulled in and in place. Next level, both legs lifted, but only this one leg moving. So you're allowing the foot to come down, to come up, to open and return. Next level, bring the shoulders up, chin up off that chest, core muscles zipped up. So when you're doing the scissor, the one where your foot comes to the floor, try and touch the toe to the floor. When you do the hip opener, where the leg comes out, you are only going out as far as comfortable without allowing that supporting leg to move. And I'm just going to ask you, please, for one more of each move. And then you're going to bring that foot, the feet, if you've got both lifted, one at a time back down to the floor. You are going to bring your legs together and you're going to take your arms out to the side. So we're coming into trunk rotation. This is great for realignment through the spine, okay? But also for your core and your obliques. Keeping your legs together, breathe in. As you breathe out, lower the knees one way, look away from your knees. And then breathe in, come to the middle. Breathe out and go the other way. Breathe in, come to the middle. Breathe out, lower down. Now, it does not matter if your legs get to the floor or not. Your shoulders must stay pinned down. So if you're lowering your knees and the arms or the shoulders coming up, you're going too far. Next option would be to have the legs raised. Oh, my back just cracked. Wonderful. Good. Again, it does not matter how far those legs go. But if they're going and the shoulders are lifting, you've gone too far. If you're keeping your legs raised, you've got to maintain that right angle. Don't drop the heels. Right angle. Or keep those feet down. Breathe out to lower. Breathe in to return. So in your trunk rotation, with your legs raised or lowered, I'm going to ask you please for one more to each side. Once you've completed those two, you can just hug those knees into the chest. Well done. Then you're going to gently allow those legs to lower. And we need to come down onto the other side. Lengthen out the body, point the fingers, point the toes. Hips, knees, ankles all stacked one on top of the other. Breathe in. As you breathe out, raise those legs. Now those legs have only come up as far as comfortable. The obliques already working as those legs came up, okay? Now top leg moves, bottom leg stays still. Breathe in, breathe out to lift, breathe in to lower. Hand is there for balance at level 1. If you want to go further, take the hand away. Don't let your hips roll. You want to go further, take the arm over. Breathe out to lift, breathe in to release. Last option, arm comes up, fingers point to the ceiling. Point the fingers, point the toes, so those legs and arms are as straight as possible. Any problems, keep the hand down. And then if there's still a problem, keep the bottom leg down and just move that top leg. So you've got work happening down the side of that leg, around the hip and the bottom. Your bottom leg, the inner thigh is contracted to keep that leg raised. Core, obliques, lumbar spine. So lots going on. Breathe out as you lift, in as you release. And I'm going to ask you for 2 more breaths. Then I want you to bring your legs lifted, together, held and still. Hand can come back down in front. And then all I want you to do is slide up the shoulder. Keep the head on the arm. You've now got this open space under the armpit. Shoulder slide, breathe and hold. If it's too much, just keep the legs up on their own. And I'm going to ask you please, 2 more full deep breaths. And then you can gently lower everything down. Well done. Give that little rub if you need to. And then when you're ready, you're going to bring yourself up into that box position. So back to where we started. Hands and knees, back flat. Just take a cat stretch, round the spine, tuck the chin into the chest, and release. Good, take that cat stretch, round the spine, chin into the chest, and release. From here, please push yourself back into a crouched position. If you need to hold on to something, that is absolutely fine. We're going to begin to roll to stand. Don't rush, okay? Tuck the chin in, place the feet flat, and begin slowly rolling up through the back. Rebuild the spine. As you get to the top, relax the shoulders, reset your posture. So we find ourselves back in this lengthened position. Shoulders down and relaxed. Balanced and central. So you're not leaning, you're not leaning over or side to side. Can't get my words out. Lopsided, that's what I was going to say. Good. Try and engage the core for as much of the day as you can. Try and move around with a nice lengthened neutral spine. If you're working from home and you're on a computer, when you're sitting, just try and keep that back lengthened, okay? So, lift up onto the toes. Can you balance? And release. And again, lift up onto the toes. We didn't get much of a storm this morning, did we? I had a couple of rumbles of thunder and that was it. And actually I thought that was just my husband in the shower. Lift up, hold, close your eyes if you can, balance, and release. Well done guys. So that's your Pilates for today. If you enjoyed that, we do have more Pilates on our Facebook page, okay? If you just scroll through, you'll find them. We do them on a Wednesday, no we don't. We do them on a Tuesday and a Friday maybe, I've forgotten. Book. Definitely 10 o'clock on a Friday. And we also do it, 4 o'clock on a Wednesday. I was right. Look at that. And then there are other classes on there if you prefer something a little bit more upbeat as well. Also on our YouTube channel, there's Pilates sessions on there. So well done for today, guys. Please enjoy the rest of your day. Rehydrate, okay? Because although, like I say, even though if you're not hot and sweaty, your body has still worked. And like a car, you need to fill it up with those fluids, yeah? Well done. Thank you very much, guys. Take care. See you soon.